Well, that was a pretty action-packed episode, wasn't it? But anyway, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another one of our weekly Noblesse discussion videos. Today we're here to talk all about episode 5. But before we get into the video proper, quick reminder if you haven't done so yet to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, set notifications to all, let all of AniTube know that you're here. Also want to let you guys know that we are currently running a giveaway here on the channel thanks to the lovely folks over at Right Stuff Anime. And basically, you could be entered into winning a $100 gift card. All you gotta do is reply to the tweet linked in the pinned comment below this video and show that you are subbed to this channel. We're so close to that 25k goal, so if you show that you're subbed to the channel, reply to the tweet linked in the pinned comment, boom, you are entered for a $100 gift card to Right Stuff Anime. And I will be announcing the winner this Sunday over on Twitter, so make sure that you have your DMs open, all that stuff, so that I can get you your gift card. And again, big thank you to Right Stuff Anime for helping us try to get to that 25k goal before the end of the year. So, what do you say we dig into this week's episode, shall we? And man, okay. Y'all know that I love me some M-21. That man is my man. that man is my man. And I will say, seeing him initially, like, dismiss the group, like, saying, like, oh, they mean nothing to me, like trying to turn away from the people who have brought him so much happiness and joy over the past little bit, it was a little bit difficult to watch, right? Like, when he turns away from Regis, and then once Manabu and you, like, wake up, or Shinwoo, sorry, friggin' the name change still throws me off. Seeing Manabu and Shinwoo, like, wake up, and he sort of, like, turns his head away from them. It's hard to watch, because you're like, no! Like, it's like, then they kept calling him, like, OG-san, like, old man, like, old dude, come on, man, like, you're our friend, but you could just see he's like, I can't, because, like, at the same time, as much as, like, we've known M-21 as being, like, this character who is very closely tied to all three characters that are kidnapped right now, like you, Manabu, and Regis. Even though we know him to be that guy, you have to remember that he had a whole other life with the other experiments, like M-24 and all them. And he made a promise that he was going to try to fulfill their goal. He was so close to, like, learning their names, right? Like, and so he was, like, within arm's reach of, like, learning their true names and, like, because he had a promise to these dudes and he had to keep hold of it. They're all basically dead now, except for him, right? Even M-24 is now gone. So he said, like, just like I have to keep my promise. I have to keep my word to my comrades, to my brothers, you know. But I think, like, what was killing me is this moment, like, watching M-21 struggle with this. And, like, struggle to kind of, like, turn away and just, like, let what Shark was gonna do happen, you know, like, let Shark destroy those three. But the whole time I'm thinking, like, there's no shot that M-24, or probably any of the dudes that you ran with, would want this, you know what I mean? Like, that they would want 3 kids to die just because you have to keep your promise. Like, especially M-24, judging off what we saw of him, like, during the OVA, like, there's no shot that he would want this. And I remember thinking, like, there's no way. And as I'm thinking that, you get the scene. And this scene is basically where, like, M-21 is pretty much resolute in the fact that he just is going to let Shark kill them, right? Like, he's just like, I have to keep my promise to my comrades. Like, I have to keep my promise to my brothers. And in that moment, you see M-24, like, from beyond, like, reach out and grab M-21's shoulder, and it's this sweet moment where it's just like, it's like he's telling him it's okay. And did that actually happen? Probably not, right? Like, did M-24 reach out from beyond the veil just to let M-21 know that it's gonna be okay? No, I think that was M-21's consciousness, like, manifesting as M-24, like, his conscience, just letting him know, like, dude, M-24 would not want this. He would want you to protect them. It's not worth this. Like, protect those kids. It's okay. And it's such a dope scene because to me it, like, so encapsulates the character of M-21 and how far he's come. Like, he was slow, like, we see him slowly starting to, like, accept this sort of, like, peaceful life, you know, like, even though it wasn't very peaceful, every episode had like some sort of conflict, but like we do see him slowly start to accept that he likes being the bodyguard of the school, right? He likes being involved in their lives, and he likes the calm that comes with that. And he kind of wants that to be his life. He doesn't want to be on this vengeance quest anymore. And neither would M24 really want him to be on that quest anymore either. And it was like legitimately kind of got me in my heart a little bit. Now, mind you, you guys know M21's my favorite, so of course I'd feel that way. But I just thought that moment was like really cathartic for the character, and to me like really showed how far the character has come. And the instant he like leaps in to protect or Shinwoo, dang it, the instant he jumps in to protect Shinwoo and catches Shark's arm like with his claws, and he lands, and they're like, "Oh, Ji-san," and he's like, "You really gotta stop calling me that." Like, I love that scene because it's him trying to let them know like you're gonna be okay. Like, he laughs, but he does. But just before, he does say to Regis like, "The rest is up to you." So I think in this moment, M21's like, I'm okay dying to protect these kids because they gave me this peace of mind for a short amount of time, but it was the best time. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. Like, listen, like, I might have issues with this show. Multiple issues with this show. But I even have multiple issues with this episode, if I'm honest. But everything that happens with M21 is so strong. Like, M21 is the main character as far as I'm concerned. Like, M21 is so engaging and so interesting to me. And so seeing that moment where he says, like, the rest is up to you, and he lets go of that burden and just wants to protect them, and so he almost gets Piccolo'd for his trouble, by the way. And we'll talk about that when we talk about the action scenes in the episode. But yeah, seeing how far M21 has come really warmed my heart. I really love to see it. And in opposition to this is Regis, right? Like, Regis is a character who I was annoyed with last week, and even like the week prior. Like, Regis was just kind of bugging me, but this week I'm like, okay, like, Regis is back in my good books, because like I loved how he sort of was resenting M21 and how he brought them into the situation. And like, I understand why he's upset. As far as Regis is concerned, M21 is the reason why all of this is happening. He even says like, nothing good has happened since I met you. And that's not necessarily true, but like, I do understand where he's coming from, where it's like, every problem I've had since I started like going to the school and hanging out with all these people, every issue has been because of you. Every issue I've faced is your fault. And again, not super true, but you do understand why he's saying that, and like, it is kind of true to an extent. So seeing him sort of like resenting M21, but at the same time saying like, and if you're so positive that we mean nothing to you, what's with the look on your face? Like, Regis just saying like, I know you're full of it. And I love that Regis says like, there's like, ever since I met you, it's been nothing but trouble, but if you really didn't care about us, why are you looking at us like that, right? Where M21 has the conflict like just written on his face. And you see Regis is like, okay, like, if you're going to put it all on the line to protect us, then I may as well follow your lead. And he busts through that friggin' through the cuffs. He broke through them cuffs and just basically powers up to fight Shark. And we'll get into this during the action scene, but the action scene between M21, Regis, and Shark is really good. But Regis basically jumps in and is like there to protect M21 in the same way M21 was there to protect them when he almost got Piccolo'd. But yeah, like the dynamic between Regis and M21 is really strong in this scene. And M21 and Regis should have been the ones to take out Shark. And this is where I have like my biggest problem with the episode is Kranz is the one who takes out Shark. What? I know. I know. Like, I'm sure some people were like, what? Like, unless you read the webtoon, in which case, I'm sure it's better in the webtoon. But in the anime, it's like, what? And then when he's like, blah, 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 like, in actuality, you were... Okay. Let's just... I'm gonna explain why this bothers me. And to do that, I gotta talk about all of the action scenes, right? So we're gonna talk about the action scenes now, but I have to talk about why the ending of the episode, not the very tail end, because seeing Rai show up, I was like, okay, Rai's gonna destroy him. But to me, it's like, oh, that's so generic. Like, when Kranz is like, aha, like, you weren't actually meant to power up. In fact, your power-up was meant to fuel my power-up. And this is literally, like, the problem that I've noticed a lot of shonen series face. And I guess it's kind of interesting to see that some webtoon series face this too. Like, this even kind of happened with, like, God of High School as well. I hope it doesn't happen with Tower of God, because I really love Tower of God's anime adaptation. But, like, yeah. And the issue I'm talking about, and I'm sure you guys can list some examples from other shonen series that do this, where you have this really interesting villain, and he's a scumbag, and you want to see him get killed by the good guys. Like, you want to see the good guys get this guy. And then something happens where either the good guys do get him, but it's anticlimactic, or another bad guy gets him, or something like that. And then all of a sudden, they're not the main focus anymore. Like, that villain who was really engaging is suddenly not engaging anymore and has been replaced by this other guy. And to me, I'm like, Shark is an asshole. Like, Shark is such an ass. And you want to see the guys get Shark. Like, you want to see them get that guy. And I was really excited to see Shark go down, right? Because he's been such a scumbag. And he's a brilliantly written scumbag, right? Like, he was written to be such, and he was really good at what he did, right? So I was like, okay, Shark is gonna be, like, the obstacle. Kranz can be there too, but Shark is gonna be the one that you're excited to see go down. In fact, maybe Shark, like, turns on Kranz or something like that. But no, Kranz, this dude who stood in the background the whole time and has no personality. In fact, now that he's a monster, he has even less personality. No, he's the main baddie now. That sucks. That's really boring. Like, that is really boring. Like, the instant he killed Shark, I'm like, wow. Okay. So you don't even get the satisfaction of watching either Regis or M-21, preferably M-21, by the way, take down Shark. No, instead it's gonna come down to Kranz, this guy who we know almost nothing about, has no personality, and is now a ripped up, powered up monster of the week. We're gonna watch Rai take him out. Cool. Rai, who had no involvement in this up until right now, and Kranz, who had minimal involvement up till now. They're the final bosses. Okay, yeah, cool. Boring. However, fret not, because the action scenes this week were actually kind of dope. Outside of Kranz, like, killing Shark, which was so stupid to me. Well, it's not stupid. I just don't personally like it. It's not stupid. It's not stupid. It's not fair for me to say that something is stupid just because I don't like it. I didn't like it. It's not stupid. If you like it, cool. I didn't like that decision. But I will say, like, all the fights are dope, with the exception of Kranz killing Shark. Although that's not really a fight. And Sarah versus Hammer, which is also not really a fight. It happens twice. Sarah is walking when she should be running to her brother, or however they're related. I'm pretty sure they're siblings. Sarah's like walking, and I'm like, oh, Sarah has something to do. She's gonna fight Shark. No, not really. Sarah's fight with Shark is kind of whack. Everything else, though, I promise everything else is dope. And the music felt like an episode of Power Rangers, and for some people that's gonna be annoying, right? Because to me, like, when I heard the like the guitar riffs going on this week, I was expecting, like, because there's one riff that literally goes like one riff that straight up does the like, and I was expecting at the end of it to just go Power Rangers, like I was straight up expecting it, go Noblesse Rangers, like straight up. I would have friggin' loved it, but obviously that wasn't gonna happen. But like, yeah, the guitar riff was like very Power Rangers to me. And the action scenes were like legit strong. Like, outside of Sarah versus Hammer, the actual fights that we get are like legitimately strong. We get Frankenstein versus Takio on the roof, which was this like crazy like gunfight. Like Takio just like outplaying Frankenstein with guns, whereas Frankenstein's using his weird ass powers. I would have loved to have seen more from it. I will say that it usually ended with like Takeo getting the upper hand on Frankenstein, like doing the asterisk teleports behind you asterisk thing. You know what I mean? Like he does the teleports behind you move a lot. But like, yeah, like I would have loved to have seen more of Frankenstein versus Takeo because I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen. In fact, I was actively rooting not for Frankenstein, but for Takeo. Because while I do ship Frankenstein with M-21, I legit care about Takeo and I don't want to see him die. And I was like actively rooting for him to like take out Frankenstein here, believe it or not. Like, not that I wanted Frankenstein to die, but Takeo's just a stronger character to me. I care more about Takeo than Frankenstein. So I was like actively kind of rooting for Takeo because I knew that Takeo was only following orders. But Frankenstein is like trying to save the kids, so there's like active conflict there. You know what I mean? It was really strong. But of course, the strongest fight this week was easily, far and away, M-21 and Regis versus Shark. This was like so emotionally satisfying. Like seeing M-21 finally jump in and get the slash on Shark's arm, you're like, yes, right? Like, and you think like, oh, I can't wait till one of them kills him, but no, Kranz does it. But still, like, it's like seeing the fight for like as brief a window as we saw it was dope because it was M-21 and M-21 like getting like the shirt knocked off. You see the scars and he's all beat up and I'm like, my sadist side, which is all my sides, who like seeing my fictional characters get beat up. I don't know why I have this side to me, but yeah, seeing my fictional characters get beat up, I like it. I don't know why. Was seeing anime characters all beat up, I'm like, for some reason that just works for me. And seeing M-21 all beat up, I'm like, my boy looks badass. Like, my dude looks badass. And when he jumps in front, like during the fight, right, he's like, he's holding Shark back the whole fight. He's like, okay, I got him on the, I'm on the ropes here, but I'm buying time. Like M-21 is just buying time. Right, he's hoping that that Regis can break out of the cuffs and escape with Manabu and Shinwoo. Got it that time. He's hoping that he can escape with them, right? So he's just buying time. But then when he sees him try to slash, he realizes he's in front of the kid, so he can't dodge. So he just takes the hit. And it literally was, this is what I mean when I say he almost gets piccoloed, where he just takes the hit to protect the kids. And it's like, oh, so good. Yeah, it's a dope scene. I loved the fight, and seeing Regis like just take it to Shark was great. I would have loved to have seen more of this fight, honestly. I would have preferred if Shark somehow took over and like killed Kranz or something like that, because like Kranz killing Shark is so lame. But like it's such a disappointing end to the Manabu and Regis, or Manabu, M-21 and Regis versus Shark fight. But still, I like for the time that we did get that fight, it was really good. Next week is Rai versus Kranz. I don't know. Maybe the animation might be cool. So, you know, there's that. But with that said, everybody, that is going to wrap up today's video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to boop that up snoot, share if you care, leave a comment down below, and of course, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, let all of AniTube know that you're here, and make sure you enter the contest. Check out the pinned comment to go find the tweet where you can reply, showing with a screenshot showing that you're subbed, and then you're entered into the contest for a $100 gift card, thanks to the good folks over at Right Stuff. And of course, before we go, as always, I have to give a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron. Look at these beautiful people. Look at all these beautiful names, and hey, if you would like to join these beautiful people, there are now 2 ways to do so. The first is by hitting that Patreon link in the description, and the second option is by hitting that join button right beside the sub button to get a badge next to your name, some emotes to spam in the comments, and of course your name scrolling past this screen here. So if that sounds cool to you, go ahead and hit that join button or check out the Patreon link. Either way, it is super appreciated. So once again, a big thank you to the good folks in the T Squadron, but with that said, that's it for me. So until next time, you stay classy, AniTube, and you wash your dang hands.